You see, now athletes train their body and their mind, and musicians, they practice scales before that they perform. But traders, they just open their charts and then have no idea why their results are just inconsistent. Now, something is clearly missing when it comes to trading and traders across the board. And in this video, I'm going to break down why it's very, very important and why you must start to adapt a performance like an elite athlete kind of mindset in anything that you do in and around trading. And if you don't go down that route, why it's going to be so much more harder than you if you think this is just going to be some normal hobby, etc., or what you're going to do and try and make money from that, because it requires the highest level of focus, the highest level of discipline, and the highest level of self-understanding, which is self-awareness, behavioral management, for you to be successful in this game. All right, very, very important. So let's just get straight into it and let's look at the things of why this is important and why you need to look at it from an elite performance type of perspective. Number one, right, there are many, many parallels between elite athletes and elite performers and trading. And one of that is discipline. You must turn up every day to do the same things. Now, you've seen many, many of my videos along the way, and I touch on these types of things a lot because of my background of being a professional athlete for many, many years, many, many moons ago. And what really helped me in trading was I brought that into my trading. And I didn't at the beginning. I was following everybody else, and I was following everybody else that had never really performed at an elite level at anything, and quickly found out that a lot of these people did not know what they was talking about. So then I thought, well, let me tap into what I've done to deal with adversity, to deal with disappointment, to deal with getting back down, getting knocked down and getting back up, and all these things that you really, really need to overcome to be an athlete, bring that into trading. And that was an absolute game changer. Now, if you can tap into any time that you've struggled in the past, and you've had to get up and go again, whatever area of your life that will be in, you'll be able to tap into that and bring that into trading. And that's going to allow you to become consistent in your results. And it's the discipline that is going to allow you to become consistent. Without consistency, it's never going to happen. Now, in the last video, I gave you one of those videos where I just talk about the charts. And I don't do that often because those videos are everywhere on the internet, and they're everywhere. And some of the comments on that video just shows that how hard and how behind a lot of people are when it comes to trading. And I won't go over the comments, but those are the types of videos that get the beginner type of comments. And you can see that there is so much work to do when people that are just looking at strategy videos. It is these types of videos that they really need to understand and put themselves in a position where they need to be uncomfortable and need to perform under pressure. So first things first, tap into a time where you needed to be performing at your elite best. Now, if you've never been in that position, because there's only a small percentage of people that have ever probably been in that position, use an experience where you felt that it was never going to end, your backs were against the wall, and you needed to just get up because you had no other option, and take that mindset and that ability and that desire into your trading as a mindset. Because at the moment, many people are just looking at trading as, can I just make a quick amount of money, and use these prop firms as like a casino or a gambling. Now that's going to change, and rightly so, because people have tried to game the system and prop firms have to protect their assets. So of course that needs to change. And unfortunately, like in life, there's always a small minority of people that ruin it for everybody else. And that's what's happened with certain prop firms in the future space. But you don't need to be like that. You need to look at this and go down the path of, this is a career for me, and I want this to work on a long-term basis. I put a video up the other day, again, the one that I was talking about is, I always trade the same. And one of the comments was, I actually went back and checked your videos from 5-6 months ago, and you're right, you only trade one way and you trade the same. And I was like, well, of course, because if I had 25 strategies, do you think I would be able to perform at an elite level? Let's think about that in comparison to sports. Do you think I could have performed in multiple positions at an elite level? Probably not. Cristiano Ronaldo is not going to be able to play like Dani Alves at left back and right back. It's just not going to happen. So concentrate on one thing and concentrate on having an elite mindset around that one thing. There was a book the one thing. Concentrate on that. And that's going to give you that level of ability, elite mindset, performance, discipline, and that's going to give you consistency. And that's going to build the 3 C's: clarity, clarity, confidence, and control. Consistency will build the 3 C's. All right. So then we need to go on to, well, what makes an elite performer be able to perform? And that is environments, my friend. Now, people talk about you don't need many screens and you can trade from your phone and you can trade from your laptop, etc. That is correct. But when we talk about environment, we talk about around you: family, friends, relationships, where you live, what type of living experiences are you going through at that time? Is it in debt? Is it not debt? Is there outside pressures? Because these key things are what's going to get in the way of you being able to perform at an elite level. Think of an athlete. When they have outside problems, if you see all over the news that they've been having an affair or they've been doing this or they have substance abuse or alcohol, what happens? Their performance is nowhere near what everybody expects it to be because there is outside problems. Now in trading, there is exactly the same. I can tell you from experience, but when I have outside issues, it really affects my trading. So what you need to do as an individual is prepare and mold your environment for you to perform at the highest possible level when you're trading. Now, to prepare that on a mental side, there is morning routines that you could do. For me, a morning routine is I meditate or I do breath work because I get recommendations through our community. I've now started doing breath work, and that's been a really, really good game changer to me. I also have to check in and do video analysis for my community and other traders. And, I have a routine now which preps my mind for me to trade the London when I trade a couple of hours. And I also know that I'm only going to trade a couple of hours because I prepped my mind. That allows me to control my environment as I'm trading to put me in the right state of mind to trade. Now, it's not always going to be like that. Things are going to change. My mood's going to change. Outside things are going to happen in your life and in my life. That's what's going to happen, and you need to be aware of that when you trade, because if you think you can take a trade every single day and you want to trade every day, you are going to become unstuck. It does not work like that. So that mental and that physical preparation is really, really going to help you, and that's what's going to separate you from everybody else that's chasing and thinks they know everything, from the ones who actually get results, make money from this game, and in a very, very humble way, understand that they must put their ego to the side. It's very, very important. Now, what I did miss out there was the physical preparation. So the mindset, the meditation, the reading, the breath work, all those types of things, they're physical. But for me, it's all about making sure that you're very, very disciplined in some sort of lifestyle way. Now, you don't have to be some jacked guy, and please stay away from steroids or TRT and all these nonsense that these people are trying to get you to go on. You don't need that. You need a good diet, all right? And you need to work out a couple of times a week. It's as simple as that. It doesn't matter what age you are, all right? That's all you need. Make sure that is part of your weekly routines in some way, short, or form, whether it's yoga, whether it's Pilates, whether it's high rocks, whether it's just the gym, whether it's marathon running, whether it's whatever it may be, hybrid athlete. Just make sure you have some sort of focus that can prep you mentally in and around your trading. Because there's no coincidence that elite performers and successful people in any walk of life always have good diets, a good physical physique most of the time, a good knowledge of self-development, and try to become a good person so they can have good relationships. Now, there's a lot of people out there who may seem that they're not a nice person and they're very, very successful, but that's a completely different way of maybe doing business. What we're talking about is how can you become the person that you need to be, rather than the person you are now chasing the wrong type of things. It's very, very important. So the question you need to answer yourself when I ask you these things is, do you want to be an amateur or do you want to be a professional? Now, how you start treating your trading like a professional is very, very simple. Discipline is key, but discipline is very, very broad. So what you need to have is different areas in discipline that will then compound for you to just become the way that you are. So for me, for example, I didn't just become the person that I am today. It took a very, very long time to think and do things and control and build obstacles and boundaries within my life for me to change. Now, I still have to do that as of now, because I'm never going to be at the level or perfect, whatever, if there ever such thing as perfect, but there's always going to be things that are going to be trying to come into your life. And some you must embrace them and allow them to come in. Some you must explore and find out for whatever you need to find out, but that will come into your trading. And how you are away from the charts, a lot of the time will be how you are in the charts. And there's going to be a very, very good alignment to your trading. So what I would say watching this video, and I want to just get this one off my chest, it's very similar to the other ones that I do, but try to see yourself as an elite performer. Traders see themselves as someone, I just want to try and make money, and I might be a day trader. And then the phase might go and they might jump onto something else. I speak a lot about this in our community. And if you want any help with those types of things, there is a link below. Jump involved, get involved, jump on a call with me, see if you're a good fit for us and I'm a good fit for you, the way that I coach and I teach. But also there's a free resource in there as well. There's a free 30-day journal. Go and check that out. It's free. Go and download it and use that to get you on track to start to perform like an elite performer. You see, we live in a world where all this self-development stuff and wisdom and everything is all around. It's been around forever. We live in a world where AI can instantly give us the information that we want, yet we're probably worse than we've ever been in relation to getting things done. And that's because none of us want to think like an elite performer and take action. And that's what I stress quite a lot with the people that I work with. Let's try and be the best version of ourselves. Accept our flaws, embrace them, and then get to the level that you need to get to. And if you do these types of things and you think down this way, your trading will be a game changer. You will start to make consistent profits. They will compound and you will become the consistent trader that you want to be.